You know what I mean? Like, who would anybody, like, now that you're listening to this, would any of you feel totally comfortable at this moment in this situation? Would you be sitting there thinking, yes, this is like the proper solution, this is the proper way to take care of this? I can't imagine. What's up, everybody? I am here in my suite on the MSC Grandiosa in the Yacht Club, and I know I said I wasn't gonna make any videos or hardly any videos, and here we are. But the main reason that I wanted to not make videos is because I just wanted to really enjoy this cruise experience like a person who isn't constantly thinking about the best way to document what's being offered on the ship for sharing it with all of you. And that doesn't mean that I don't not want to do that. I definitely do want to do it, but with any job, it's just important to sometimes not do the job. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we have vacation, right? Right? And I know people say all the time, I have, the greatest job in the world because I'm just on vacation all the time. And I always say, okay, if that's what it seems like, then I'm definitely doing my job correctly, but that's not what this is like usually. And so because Marcus and I are traveling together for the first time in like, I don't know, what, like 8-9 months, I just decided, okay, I want to do this cruise as a normal person, not as somebody who is vlogging the experience. So in the beginning, I told everybody, don't expect a lot from this cruise. Maybe I will do some late night cocktail cams, and that's gonna be what you're gonna get. Well, spoiler alert, I have not done a single cocktail cam yet, and we are on day 4 of the cruise, day 4 or 5. However, I do have some very special things coming, and that is, I have made some podcasts. By the way, that's me back there. That's not some mystery person. Hi, me. Hi, Morgan. I will be explaining this in these podcasts or these podcast style videos that I never really understood the value of having just something that's only spoken word, that's not visual, until very recently. And now there's a couple podcasts that I listen to as often as they appear online. And I love to have that sort of connection with these content creators or with these, Hollywood celebrities or these television personalities. I love to have this connection and not feel like I have to be glued to the screen. You know what I mean? So I have them on like during the morning when I'm getting ready or at night while I'm falling asleep or whatever. And I just really enjoy it. And so I decided, instead of doing the cocktail cams, which are a little bit more disturbing to the normal vacation vibe, I have done some podcasts. So there will be a series of podcasts, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, coming from this journey. And I'm looking forward to bringing them to you. And those of you who are interested in that kind of, I guess, entertainment, you can be looking forward to those. I just wanted to tell you that in advance, so you know to expect that. And now I want to tell you a story. Oh, sorry, there's just an announcement happening. I want to tell you a story of something that happened today in the Yacht Club restaurant, and it's all Marcus's fault. So part of what makes staying in the Yacht Club or in the Haven or any of these ship within a ship concepts that are available on board all the different lines that they are nowadays is not just about the different cabin category itself. It's a lot about the service and the food and all of that's offered along with it. And as I've been mentioning in the Facebook posts I've been doing the last few days, the service is it's over the top. And one of the things that I was unsure about before we decided to book this category, actually to upgrade into this category, was, is this gonna be something that we're interested in? Is it gonna be something that's gonna have value to us? Is it gonna be worth it to us? Because we really don't like people to fuss over us, that doesn't mean that we don't like to, we don't enjoy having excellent service. But especially Marcus just doesn't like anybody to fuss over him. Here's an example. If we go to a restaurant, not necessarily on the ship, that's where this story is going. But let's say we go to a Mexican restaurant and he orders a chicken burrito, and then they, instead of bringing him a chicken burrito, they bring him like a beef taco. There is no way Marcus will send it back. There is no way he will say anything about it, and he will forbid me to say anything about it as well. He'll just be like,
okay, I guess I'm eating a beef taco today.
Like, that's the level of like not wanting to be fussed about that Marcus lives at. And I have gotten more relaxed with that. Sorry, I'm distracted because we are cruising past another ship here. I don't have my glasses on, but I think it's an Oceania ship. Hold on, I'll show you. There it is. That does appear to be an O on the back of it, doesn't it? On the, like, smokestack. Who can identify this ship? Write it in the comments below. Okay, back to the story. For me, because there's a lot of things that I basically can't eat, and a small list of things that I also don't like to eat, I am more apt to, if something comes to the table and it is incorrect, to mention it or send it back. And that happened today. And just from the level of service and the like attention to detail and the bend over backwards kind of, yeah, I don't know, I just keep saying service. Take a drink every time I say service in this video. I knew I was a little bit weary to mention it. So this is what happened. I looked at the menu for the Yacht Club dining room for lunch today, and the one of the vegetarian options sounded really good. It's vegetable burrito with beans, tofu sour cream, spicy salsa, and plantain chips. And so when I read that this morning, I thought, all right, that is totally my thing. That's where I'm going for lunch, and I was looking forward to it all morning. Fast forward to us getting to the restaurant. I ordered my appetizer, which was vegetable samosas, like plural, samosas, and the vegetarian burrito. And the first thing that went just a little bit wrong, and this is absolutely not me complaining, but it's relative information for the story. Okay, so the samosas came and it was one samosa. So the menu said something like spicy samosas, and then the description was Indian, I'm translating it in my head, Indian dough pockets with a small salad or something like that. And so I was expecting 3 or 4, and then it came and it was one, and it was like one mini samosa. And I mentioned to Marcus, I was like, oh, out of samosas became samosa. So, oh well, nice little snack. Really not a big deal. Nothing I would ever have mentioned anywhere else, I guess, unless I was paying for it. You know what I mean? So when my burrito came, what it was a bean and rice burrito. It was like cut in half and piled on top of it. Each halves were like stacked up on top of it. There were 4 dollops of, I guess, this tofu sour cream around it, but there was no salsa and no chips. And I just thought, oh, that's too bad. I guess they forgot it. That's odd because, like I said, so many things have been so perfect up to now. I just thought, okay, they must have obviously just forgot it. So when the waiter comes back to ask if everything's okay, I'm going to just mention that, oh, I'd really like to try these plantain chips too. Plantain, that's like, how do you call that in English? It's like yam? It's like kind of a banana type thing. And I like plantain chips, and I just thought it would have gone really well in the combination with this burrito, because the burrito itself, I started eating it and it tasted really good. And I thought, but with some salsa and chips, that would be amazing. So I took a few bites, and I was like, I had my back to the dining room and Marcus was facing the dining room, and I said, if you see our waiter, can you wave to him, please? And Marcus is like, are you really gonna say something? You know what's gonna happen, right? And I was like, I know it could, become a big issue, but I just would really like some chips and salsa. And I was looking forward to the chips and salsa, and they're not here. So I just want to ask for them. And he's like, okay, well, I'll do it then. So Marcus starts looking around behind me, and he's like, no, that's not our waiter. No, that's not our waiter. And then I see Marcus go like this, and he's like, okay, I got somebody to come over. All of a sudden, I feel somebody standing, or, I see Marcus's eyes go over my shoulder to indicate that somebody's standing right here. And I turn around, and it's not one of the several waiters that has been taking care of us. It's the frickin' maitre d', the guy in the white tuxedo standing, at the entrance, greeting everybody and, making small talk when you leave. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't mention this problem to him, but what am I going to say now to get him to go away? You know what I mean? So the maitre d', his name is Vincento, comes over and he's like, what can I do for you? What's the problem? And Marcus, to just be, I guess, a little bit provocative in a way, to, push my buttons. and I'm saying this in a very loving, funny way because we laughed about it a lot. He was like, Morgan has a special wish. And I was like, listen, it's really not a big deal. It's not a special wish at all. But I just wanted to mention that on the menu here, and I had the menu sitting right there. I said, it says it's a burrito with sour cream and chips and salsa. And I just wanted to mention that I didn't get any chips and salsa. So I was wondering if it would be possible to get those because I think that would make this taste even better. And by the time I had finished explaining what was going on, Vincento, the maitre d', had already snapped his fingers, and there were 3 waiters standing around the table, plus this guy in his white tuxedo. And I just thought, this is exactly what I don't like. This kind of fuss, this kind of special attention, because of course, by that point, many other people in the restaurant were also looking at us. And I just thought, gosh, no, this is exactly what I did not want.
I just wanted some chips and salsa.
So he was like, oh, I am very sorry. And he turned to one of the waiters and he was like literally, he's like, Sukran, take this plate away immediately. And I said, no, you don't have to take it away. This is fine. I mean, nothing is bad about this. I'm just wondering if I can get, like it says on the menu, the chips and salsa to accompany it. And he was like, no, this is all wrong. Take this plate away immediately. I'm going back to the kitchen. I'll clear this up. Please forgive us. I will be back in please, I just need a little bit of patience to clear up this issue. And I'm so sorry. And I said again, really, it's not a problem. I'll just finish this. And if you do find some chips and salsa back there, bring them out. And he refused to let me finish eating the burrito as it was. And as soon as they all left us, Marcus was holding in his laugh as hard as he could. And then he burst out laughing. And I also could not stop laughing. And I felt so bad too, because I'm sure that some of the waiters were sort of, observing us at that moment. And then I felt bad that we were laughing about it. But I also thought, really, making just way too much of a stink about it. And for me, I don't know, does that count as excellent service? It's not like I said, this menu is incorrect and I want this to be rectified immediately. And I also want an apology from the chef. I simply said, it says on the menu there's chips and salsa and I didn't get any. So would it be possible to get some, or, what's going on? I didn't even ask what's going on. I just asked, would it be possible to get some? So a couple minutes later, Vincenzo came out and he was like, I'm very, very sorry that this happened. This is not the style of service that we usually provide. I spoke with the chef, and when he was preparing the dish for you, he noticed that the plantain chips were not at the proper quality and decided not to serve them with the dish. And he said, it was a decision that he made, but he did not communicate it with me. So actually, in a way, it's my fault. And I am so sorry. And I was like,
Dude,
it's totally fine. And he's like, no, I am incredibly sorry. And I just thought, oh gosh, you know what I mean? Like, who would anybody, like, now that you're listening to this, would any of you feel totally comfortable at this moment in this situation? Would you be sitting there thinking, yes, this is like the proper solution, this is the proper way to take care of this? I can't imagine that anybody would, but if you would, let me know, and let me know why. I'm definitely not, this is not like me hating or reading you. I just wonder how you can be in that mindset to think, okay, yeah, this is the proper way to deal with something like this. Because for me, to know that the cook opened this supply of chips or tried to make some chips and they just didn't work out, and then deciding, okay, before I send out some really awful chips, I'm just not sending out chips at all. I can totally understand that. And I've worked in restaurants before too, where we've had to sub things because something runs out. And what should be done, as far as I'm concerned, is they always have potato chips in the snack bar at the lounge in the Yacht Club. And on the room service menu, they also offer nachos and salsa. And so the best thing to have done in that situation, if that is really what happened, would have been to put some potato chips or some taco chips on the plate and send it out and tell the waiter, listen, please explain to the guests that we don't have plantain chips, but that we have taco chips and potato chips, and that's why that's on the plate and not the plantain chips like it says on the menu. That would have been, super easy. But that was not communicated, and, in a way, I guess you could say, okay, that's not good service, you know what I mean? So Vincento's standing next to me, like, basically, I was waiting for him to take out a whip and start whipping himself and be like,
Mea culpa, mea culpa.
I just wanted him to forget about it and go away. And he said, the cook is also extremely sorry. We can't believe that this mistake slipped through. And as for his condolences or whatever, he would like you to make a special wish. If you come up with some special dish you would like him to cook, he will cook it for you exactly like you like it cooked. He would really, really appreciate it if you could make that wish, because it would make him feel better also for making such a terrible, terrible mistake. And I was once again like, oh my gosh, please just go away now. You know what I mean? Like, I started to almost get mad about it because I said again, it's not necessary. And I just was wondering if it would be possible to get the chips. Now I know it's not possible, and now I would just like to finish my meal. So, and the thing is, he took away my half-eaten burrito, which was totally fine, and then I was sitting there and had nothing to eat. After he left, then another one of the waiters came over and was like, would you like me to bring you another burrito? And I said, yeah, that'd be great, thank you. And by the way, like I said, the burrito tasted really good. It was with beans and rice in it. But the second one that came then it was the same way, like cut in the middle and stacked up on top of it. And it had the salsa, which was not included with the first one. However, it still had no kind of chips, and the sour cream that was on the first one was also not there. So, and Marcus looked at it and he's like, oh, you don't have any sour cream. And I was like,
if you say one word.
We laughed about it. So I don't know. I just thought that was something that I wanted to share with you in a video. And I probably will post this before I post any of these podcast style videos, just because I want you to know what's coming up. And, in a way, I guess I could say, like Vincento, I'm so sorry that I promised you I would be making cocktail cams and now I'm not doing it. But the reason I'm not doing it is because I just realized now that I'm here and now that we are going through our day, that is something that kind of disturbs, the we time and the vacation feeling. and it's much easier for me to sort of like on the down low sneak down to the cabin for 20 minutes and do a podcast style recording than it is while we're getting ready for bed or even laying in bed to turn on the camera. So I hope you can forgive me for that, and I hope that you enjoy listening to them too. So I'm going back up to the pool deck. We just sailed out of Malta, which I, in the future, will be calling Melta, because when we went upstairs at 10 o'clock this morning already, it was already 90 degrees. And I'm sure that it's probably like 95, 96 up there now. Although now that we sailed away, maybe it has cooled down a little bit, but I'm going back up there. It's, like 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm gonna have an ice cold beer and hang out with Marcus and try to forget about the burrito situation. That's gonna be the title of this video, I just decided. The burrito situation. Even though I'm not making a lot of videos and I am enjoying not doing it, I still miss you, and I know that sounds silly, but I do think about how I will miss uploading videos regularly and, discussing things with you in the comments and stuff like that. So I just want to let you know that I'm thinking about all of you, especially those of you who watch every video and comment on every video. It does feel like we're taking a break, and that's strange for me. So just want to let you know. Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody.